Okay. The WAN interface. Isn't that where the internet connects to the router? The WAN interface. This is like a DHCP server, and this would be like an FTP server, or like a NAS server, and this would be distributing Wi-Fi passwords. This would be like WPA, or like PSK, right? So I'm gonna think this one, but none of them apply. Okay, that's weird. How can a high priority alert be communicated? Email? Controlled by a single organization. Locate and acquire. A data communications network controlled by a single organization. Enterprise WAN? You're the network admin for a small consulting firm. NTP server to manage time across all the machines in the network. Slight time drift. Which correction should you use? By just a few seconds? Slew and skew is what it's called when the local machine speeds up or slows down the passage of time by just a little bit to try and sync with the NTP server if it's within a certain range. But if it's not within a certain range, I think it does a slam. And I think jitter, it might be a term used when referring to NTP, but I don't know if it's like the way to, like, I don't know if it's one of the tools that local computers use to sync time to an NTP server. So I think it might be one of these. And I think, I don't know what the difference between slew and skew. But thinking of skew, you would think that's like increasing the time between seconds, and slew, but it just says time drift. Slight time drift of just a few seconds. I don't know. I'm gonna guess skew. It's slew. Okay, let me look up NTP. Cronny? Oh, okay, never mind. There's a Linux tool called Crony, like CRONY, and it is an implementation of cron, but that one has an H, so. Slew. Skew? What do you mean download NTP? Clarity? Fonts.google APIs? Ooh. And then gstatic? Oh well, the specifics don't really matter. Dude. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. So slew is just the term used when it's changing the time. I thought one of them was for going forward and the other one was for going backward. What is slew? Why? I've never seen the. Maybe I just don't read enough. I've never seen the word slew used in a non-NTP context. Okay. forget the difference. I'm gonna say 4. It could be 4 or 2, but it could also be the other ones. Oh wow, okay. Separates AAA functions. Okay, I'm gonna look up what these things are. AAA. Oh, I see. TACX Plus is a separate authentication that handles authentication, authorization, and accounting services. And then this is in comparison to Radius, which I could read this. Actually, first, let me see. Okay, there's not much difference. Okay. Can I remove this sidebar? Okay. Bias free language. Okay. The radius specification is described in RFC 2865, which obsoletes RFC 2138. Cisco supports both protocols. It is not the intention of Cisco to compete with Radius or influence others to use TACX Plus. You must choose a solution that best meets your needs. This document discusses the differences between TACX Plus and Radius, so you can make an informed choice. Cisco has supported the Radius protocol since... Okay, Cisco seriously evaluated Radius as a security protocol before it developed TACX Plus. Many features were included in the TACX Plus protocol to meet new security market demands. The protocol was designed to scale as networks grow and to adopt new security technology as the market matures. The underlying architecture of the TACX Plus protocol complements the independent authentication, authorization, and accounting architecture. Okay. Oh, is that what it means when it says it complements it? Complements the implemented, separation of AAA functions. Radius is an access server that uses authentication, access, and authentication, authorization, and accounting protocol. It is a system of distributed security service. It is a system of distributed security that secures the remote access to networks and network services against authorized access. Radius comprises 3 components: a protocol with a frame format that utilizes UDP, IP, a server, a client. Okay. The server runs on a central computer, typically at the client side, while the clients reside in the dial-up access servers and can be distributed throughout the network. Cisco has incorporated the Radius client into Cisco iOS software release 11.1 and later other device software. A network access server operates as a client of Radius. The client passes information to designated Radius servers and acts on the response that is returned. Radius servers receive the user connection request, authenticate the user, and returns all configuration information necessary for the client to deliver the service to the user. The Radius service can act as a proxy. A network access server operates as a client of Radius. The client passes user information to designated Radius servers and then acts on the response that is returned. Okay, from the Radius server. Radius servers receive a user connection request, authenticate the user, and returns all configuration information necessary for the client to deliver the service to the user. The Radius servers act as proxy clients to other kinds of authentication servers. Okay, so instead of having to access an authentication server directly, you can access your Radius server, and it can sort of act as a proxy in that way. So it can give, authentication information to things. Sure. Transactions between the client and the Radius server are authenticated through the use of a shared secret, which is never sent over the network. In addition, any user passwords are set encrypted between the client and the Radius server. This eliminates the possibility of someone snooping on an unsecured network that could determine a user password. This eliminates the possibility that someone snooping on an unsecured network could determine a user password. The Radius server supports a variety of methods to authenticate a user. When it is provided with the username and original password given by the user, it can support PPP, Password Authentication Protocol, or Challenge Handshake Authentication Protocol, Unix login, and other authentication mechanisms. Sure. There are a number of distributions of server code, commercially and freely available. Cisco includes... Oh, okay. Radius uses UDP, while TACAX uses TCP. Oh, so this is sort of a trick question distractor, like it's actually the other way around. Radius uses... I was looking at that's why I said it was 2 or 4, because this one, I remember something like this, like one of them used one of the technologies. Connection-oriented transport, and of course, UDP. Okay. It's a little weird that Radius uses UDP, because for something that does authentication, you would expect it to do something without that isn't best effort. Oh, Radius can use TCP. When was this written? This was updated in June 2025. Radius can totally use TCP. I wonder if that's like a new enough thing to where it's not really implemented on machines. TACX Plus encrypts the entire body of the packet but leaves a standard TACX Plus header. Within the header is a field that indicates whether the body is encrypted or not. For debugging purposes, it's useful to have the body of the packets unencrypted. However, for normal operation, the body of the packet is fully encrypted for more secure communications. Radius combines authentication and authorization. The access accept packets sent by the Radius server to the client contain authorization information. This makes it difficult to decouple in authentication and authorization. Contain. Okay. So like the packets itself contain the authorization info, so that's why you can't separate it from authentication, unlike TACACS. Right. to various interpretations of radius requests for comments, compliance with the radius RFCs does not guarantee interoperability. Even though several vendors implement radius clients, this does not mean they are interoperable. Cisco implements most radius attributes consistently adds more. If clients use only the standard radius attributes in their servers, they can operate between several vendors as long as these vendors implement the same attributes. However, many vendors implement extensions that are proprietary attributes. If a client uses one of these vendor-specific extended attributes, interoperability is not possible. Due to the previous cited differences between TACACS and radius, the amount of traffic generated between the client and the server differs. These examples illustrate the traffic between client and server for TACACS Plus and radius when used for router management with authentication, exec authorization, command authorization, which radius cannot do, accept accounting, and command accounting, which radius cannot do. This example assumes login authentication, exec authorization, command authorization, start-stop exec accounting, and command accounting is implemented with TACACS Plus when a user telnets to a router, performs a command, and exits the router. Okay. What do you mean, this example? Okay. to spell that. I'm a little iffy on 2, but you know. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Small form factor and gigabit, widely adopted for gigabit Ethernet. It's been a while since I got my fiber optic certification. Is it LC? I remember running into LC recently, but we have this laser at work and I think it uses LC connectors, but I could be wrong. It could be any one of these, frankly. Okay, yeah, okay. Slew and yeah. What is the purpose of configuring mutual authentication and access controls for API requests? Get CASB. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna go for 2 because it's the longest answer, but I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah. What is a CASB? Cloud Access Security Broker. I see. Oh, so it's sort of for a what's it called when you have a VPC and you connect it to your local network, like your LAN, like your enterprise, like your corporate local network and you connect it to a VPC. Okay, so that's why it can be through forward proxies and reverse proxies and API because as long as it's between a cloud service and a cloud application, it's fine, and that can be whatever. That could be any connection, you know. That the architecture of that connection could be anything, you know. Um, Okay, I guess that makes sense. I mean, it's a little specific and weird, and it's a little. I think it's telling that it was first described in 2012. Maybe it was just defining a thing that sort of existed, but I don't know. Wi-Fi 6? I'm only thinking Wi-Fi 6 because it's the newer one. Planning to upgrade campus-wide Wi-Fi? It definitely doesn't prioritize VoIP traffic because that would be something you would do with a what's it called, like a network shaper, right? I'm gonna say Wi-Fi 6, but that's only because like the other ones are a little weird. Because like, why would you upgrade to Wi-Fi 5? But that's not why you would upgrade to Wi-Fi 6. But I think I'm gonna go for that one. Okay, sure. I don't know why the two distractors were like an older Wi-Fi standard because I feel like that was obviously not the answer. It was by distance vector protocols, routing loops. Maximum hop count? Oh, I meant to do 3. Sorry, you heard me say maximum hop count. I meant to press 3 there, not split horizon. Whoops. Network drive and occasional disconnects from the email server. Given the variety of symptoms and the fact that they are affecting multiple departments, decided to troubleshoot the issue. Best approach to begin. It's got to be 2, because that's the only one that makes any sense. I don't think you require encryption, because I don't know what a DNS record would have to do with encryption. An associated CNAME record? I don't think so. Priority value of 10. I'm pretty sure your priority value could be whatever. Like, I think it can be anything. So it doesn't require 10 in particular. Yeah, like you can change the priority value, so it doesn't require a priority value of 10. So it's either a CNAME or an associated A record. And an A record is exclusively for websites, right? Like that, it's a website. But you couldn't have an email without a website. So I'm gonna go for 3 because CNAME. It kind of isn't a CNAME kind of just like a just points you in a different direction. Can't you just be like, oh, this this URL goes to this URL. I think it's CNAME. An associated A or quadruple A record? Really? What? A rec, A DNS A record, Wikipedia. Oh, I'm an idiot. It just like connects an IPv4 address to a name. I don't know why I thought it was a website. I guess that's the only time I've really done it. I'd assume that's embarrassing. Okay, I guess that makes sense. CNAME is just an alias. Yeah, that was really silly. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Alas. Okay. It's embarrassing. I'm gonna guess 4? I could be wrong. Okay, it was 3. Okay, I forget exactly what the IP address classes are, which is probably something I should memorize for Network Plus. How does a jump box enhance network security? Rack diagram. Globally scoped IPv6 is allocated in a hierarchical manner to regional registries. The final. So in a IPv4 context, you would have the network portion and then the host portion, right? So the next, I don't know why it would say the next 45 bits or the next 16 bits. And if 3 bits, I think that'd be too little information to give. What do you mean the next 45 bits? I'm gonna go for 2. The next 45 bits? What does that mean? Or 6. Hello, speed X8Q1X. It's just so strange that it would say the next 45 bits. then I guess the answer is the next 45 bits. How can IP configuration for an Ethernet adapter be set? The GUI properties? Well, I know you can go into control panel and then network insecurity, right? And then you can go to like something like network adapters, and you click on it and it shows you the list, and then you right click on your network adapter and you click on properties, and then you can change your IP address. You can unselect DHCP and then do manual. So I know you could definitely do it via the GUI. And the only thing that says you could do it via the GUI, NetSH. I don't remember exactly how to use NetSH. So it's either 4 or 2, because I know you can do it by the GUI. I'm inclined to do 2 because 2 is a longer answer. But it's entirely possible it's 4, though that would be very weird. It would be very weird if you could only do 4, because you couldn't like script it or anything. I'm gonna go for 2. Okay, yeah. Which FHRP? I don't know. And an active standby configuration? I don't know. EIGRP? Okay. I don't know what any of this means. Oh, which first hop redundancy protocol? Right. Extreme networks. What? SMP 600? What? SMP 1500? Lucent? Nortel. Oh, I see. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. A guy named Bobby Broccoli on YouTube made a really good video about Nortel. This is a good logo. What was I doing? Oh, right. FHRP. HSRP. So this is the first one released. I just scratched a pimple on the back of my neck. It really hurts. In computer networking, Okay, I see. Oh, it's ABVC, next 45, and HSRP. At layer 4 of the OSI model. So what? It's physical data link and then application at the top. How is each application identified? I'm gonna say port number, right? Because MAC address would be further down on the OSI model, right? I'm gonna say unique port number. Okay, yeah. Duplex fiber. Duplex? Duplex fiber? Duplex fiber deployment. Implements multiple channels distinguished by wavelengths. That's not true. Okay, that's multi-mode fiber. Single strand for both transmit and receive. I'm just pretty sure that's wrong. Duplex. But the TX and RX thing is a little weird. Yeah, okay, it definitely doesn't use a single strand. Multiple strands, I'm pretty sure that's not true. I think it might be 4. Yeah, okay. Data centers, fiber optic infrastructure to support increased data traffic and improve overall network reliability. The current setup has experienced issues with loss and signal, with signal loss and interference, particularly over longer distances within the data center. Engineer evaluates existing fiber optic patch cords and considers replacing them with a type that offers better performance in terms of reducing back reflection and signal degradation. Which fiber optic patch cord finishing should the engineer select to address these issues effectively? UPC? It's essentially asking me, what's the best, what's the best finishing? Like, what's the lowest reflectivity finishing? I'm gonna say 4, but I could be wrong. Okay, it was 1. Angled physical contact. Fiber optic, should I answer in 2 ways? Right. Okay, so we're talking about connectors. Probably fiber optic component has been given greater attention than connectors. I forgot how informally FOA docs were written. Man, I remember, speaking of this, I remember when we were attaching connectors to fiber optic cables in class, and they were, single mode. It was single mode fiber, right? And I remember, no, it wasn't. Hold on. The cable was orange. I think that means something. Anyway, I remember that you really did have to do a lot of polishing on the end of the connector to make sure there was good performance when you did the cable test at the end. Yeah, like we didn't do like machine polishing or anything. I think it was multi-mode. It wasn't single mode. So if single mode is even crazier than that, it makes sense they have to do it in a machine and not have a human rub it on a polishing pad and fill alcohol. This is so much easier to read than like other, like especially like on Wikipedia. Like the stuff is written so formally and sort of technically and sort of terse that it's difficult to understand. What is this image? Dude. Right. Is there... finishing types? Here we go. I see.
It is expressed in the negative decibels. The back reflection is primarily concerned for single-mode fiber. This occurs most often at the connector's interfaces. Reasons include, but not limited to, dirty connector and poly.
Surely that's exaggerated. I see. So APC is sort of, what, it's absorbed by the cladding? That's so interesting. I guess APC is just goated like that. I guess the signal is the reflection. Oh, it's like I see. It's like I didn't really put two and two together. Watch, I'm like pirate software. It's like if you have two APC connectors, it's like this. And then all of the reflectivity goes into the cladding here, but then the signal goes through, and that's the same case here. So it passes through, but then all the reflectivity goes out onto the edges like this. That's actually really incredible. Right. Wow, that's incredible. I wonder if I can, I wonder if I can do this. Hmm. Would they understand what I'm talking? Would it understand what I'm talking about if I do this? I'm just kind of bored now. Like this? Let's see. Let's see if it knows what I'm. Let's see if it can understand this diagram. Right. Okay. It understood. It understood my diagram. Let's go. Before configuring server scopes, lower the least duration because you want people to get the new. What is a server scope? Is that the number of IP addresses that the DHCP server is responsible for? I know this isn't true because then this wouldn't, like, what if somebody connects their computer? You know, then their network wouldn't work. Their internet wouldn't work. Inform users about the change. They would have no idea what you're talking about. Increase least duration. That would make people's things longer, which isn't what you want. Like if you change something, you would want people to have that change, you know? So I think it would be lower the least duration. Okay. Oh, it's over. I'm gonna do a typing test. Check this out. I don't know, I just typed, I don't know, I'm not feeling super confident in my abilities right now, but we'll see. Oh. It's over. This is so bad. Why is this going on for so long? What is? Oh, I'm on 120. No, I want 30, dude. So over. No, I'm not even. Okay, that makes sense. Send and receive data traffic. End systems. I mean, don't all things send and receive data traffic? I mean, I'm thinking no. Like, the thing is that it mentions nodes in the question, so I would think maybe the question would have nodes. So I'm thinking maybe intermediate nodes, even though that's like a weird thing. But end systems also send and receive data traffic. Like, that's just a thing that happens in network. Like, you upload and you download. Network links, that refers to like the cable. Network protocol, I know that's not true. So it's either 2 or 3. I'm gonna say intermediate nodes because it's longer and it has the words nodes inside of it. But it could also be end systems, and I think end systems is more correct. But I'm gonna try and get in the mind of the test maker here. It's end systems. Okay, sure, that makes sense. APC because of the diagram. Challenges in ensuring authenticity and end systems. Okay, sure. Other hosts on the network should not be able to communicate with the server through the switch, but you need to access the network through the computer. VLAN. I'm gonna guess 2. Really? Checksum? Whoops. Earlier, it mentioned Wi-Fi 6 is approximating 10G connection speeds. So I'm gonna guess that, yeah. um, oh man, I don't have an image. I don't know, this one? Okay. I mean, it could be any one of these, right? Um, Centralized management of IP addressing. So you don't really want to have like IP stuff outside of the DHCP server. So I'm thinking it probably isn't static assignments because then you would be moving away from DHCP server, like well the DHCP server managing it. Um, Assign addresses from a specifically configured exclusion range. I'm pretty sure this is just wrong. I think this is like a weird way to go about doing this. Configure scopes. That's just configuring where it goes, like where the DHCP server addressing is. So I think creating reservations is correct because you would like reserve a certain MAC address for a certain IP address. Assign addresses from a specially configured exclusion range. I think it's one. Yeah, okay. Type of firewall can store connection states. That would be a stateful to allow established or related traffic. That would be a stateful packet filtering firewall. It's the same distribution system. Multiple access points connected to the same distribution system. Well, it wouldn't be a mesh network because otherwise all the APUs would be connected to them to like themselves, right? To the same distribution setup. Peer to peer. I don't know if that's what peer to peer is. I don't know what ESS is. I'm gonna say ad hoc. Okay, I don't know what an extended service set is. Be right back for just one moment. One sec. Okay, sorry for the wait, friends. Modulating the properties of a transmission medium. Which of the following best describes that process? I guess maybe 2. It's weird though. What? Oh, I guess I don't really know what an instance is. Okay, I see. It would be really weird if the devices didn't support IPv6. And it'd be weird if the ISP didn't support IPv6 because some of them are working. So I feel like it's either 2 or 4. And I don't see why Slack would be incompatible, so I'm gonna guess 2. Really? They don't support IPv6? What? The question didn't imply it, it just said it. Sure. Okay. Alright. I thought that would have been... Alright. Hosted private cloud. Private cloud, that would be exclusive use by one organization. Probably 4, because I think if the time is incorrect enough, it won't correct itself, right? Yeah. Regex, pattern matching. I guess to increase the speed of filtering, or to filter, it's either 4 or 2. I don't think it necessarily increases the speed of filtering because I don't know what, like, maybe regex is like one of the faster filtering methods. But definitionally, regex filters keywords, so I'm going to guess 4. The nature of this address, based on its format, well, the first half is... I'm not sure. multicast? Vehicle location and time factors not reliable enough to be used as single factors in authentication. Too easy to fake. I mean, isn't 1 and 4 kind of the same answer? Why are they not used as single factors? Specific or reliable? I think I'm gonna go for 2. Okay, yeah. Alright. That's fair. Simple message transfer protocol. Simple mail transfer protocol. I'm pretty sure it's not 1. I don't think it's 2. It could be 3 or 4. I'm gonna go for 4 because that seems like the most... Okay. A multinational corporation with offices around the globe is looking to optimize... a solution that can aggregate traffic flow data from various network devices and analyze it. There's a crazy sound outside. Lightweight directory access protocol. What's the purpose of an ACL? An LDAP? Oh, it's over. Throughput. Oh, I'm thinking of bandwidth, not throughput. Whoops. What might a firewall be incorrectly doing if an application fails to function properly or correctly? What is most likely the cause? Probably. Okay, I think that's crazy. I saw that. I think that's crazy. I guess it's not very likely that multiple clients have an unplugged network cable, but I was thinking to myself, like, I guess it says several. What does several mean? But I was thinking to myself, like, man, if the DHCP server is offline, like, I think you would know, right? I don't know. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and misconfigured also wouldn't be the case because it's a several. And the clients are set to use static. It wouldn't be a what is this called? It's like the type of IP you get when you don't have a configured DHCP server. A PIPA. What does a PIPA stand for? Automatic private IP addressing. I think it might be 4 because... Oh, in a cloud system. Oh, wait, increase? I mean, the only one that talks about them decreasing is 1, so I'm gonna guess... Do costs always increase with scale on a cloud system? Maybe like cost per compute might decrease, but I guess total cost is going to increase. Okay, yeah, okay. That makes sense. OSPF, that's a first hop. I don't know. Hierarchical? Okay. OSPF. I'll be back for one more second, and I'm not gonna be gone for a million years this time. Oh, I forgot to mute my microphone. That's embarrassing. I wonder if you could hear that. What should be done if there's a loop in the shutting tree to shut down the port? I don't know. Oh, I guess less than linearly includes, you know, some sort of efficiency gains. What is a key pair in public cryptography? Most likely, I think it would be an incorrect subnet mask, right? Wait, why would it be incorrect subnet mask settings on the client? It's probably not a rogue DHCP server because that's like a network attack and that's a little unlikely. Faulty Ethernet cable, I mean, I guess that could result in you having a wrong IP configuration because you don't even have access to the internet. But there could still be a PIPA, and is that incorrect? Like, is it incorrect if it doesn't work, or is it incorrect if it's, like, misconfigured? Overloaded network traffic, I don't even know how that would do anything. I feel like it's either 1 or 4. I'm gonna go for incorrect subnet mask settings on the client, but I could be wrong. What? What? I don't think that's true. I feel like that's not true. It requires high-speed connectivity and the ability to segment the network into different departments for security and traffic management purposes. You have decided to use switches as the primary networking devices. Passive tap from a passive tap? It begins to function as a hub, right? Which the attacker can take advantage of because it can probably capture the stuff it tries to send to people. I really don't think... Oh my god. Okay. I mean, I think that's crazy. I guess incorrect configuration. All right. I don't know. I think. Oh, okay. Multi-mode. Quick connecting bayonet. I know none of these are bayonets, and I don't really know what mechanical transfer register jack is. So, what are you talking about? Is ST a bayonet? Hold on. Okay, wait. I'm embarrassing myself. I keep messing up. ST. Oh, I guess that is a. I guess that is sort of a bayonet. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Alas. Wow. Register DNS. I'm gonna go for 3 because it's the only one I really know anything about. Dual stack. Okay. What is the purpose of the switch port access command? Switch port mode access command. Okay. Well, it's 1:50, and so that means, according to my schedule, I'm gonna have to stop studying now and start getting ready for the dentist. Which we do have to leave at 3:05, which is kind of a non-issue, but I do want to record my video and I do want to clean my boots before I start getting ready, so that's gonna take a little bit. Something nice though is I'm 1/3 through the flashcards, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, aside from that, nothing, you know. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna record my video now.